Hey guys, I'm just trying to get this camera set up, so give me 1 second. Talk about these lights over here today, and we should have a good time. But I created these because I wanted to have dual lights on the Super73 that looked a little bit like that Honda Ruckus that I had in a previous video, and I just wanted to make it my own. And I saw these on Amazon, and they had LEDs. They were only 20 bucks. I just thought it would be pretty sweet to put them together, so I laser cut the pieces from some particle board first to do the basic concept, and then I used a thin plywood, and then I'm going to work my way over to 3D printing or sheet metal fabrication after that. Okay, so hey guys, hope everyone's doing well. I am obviously working through some of the finer issues with streaming live content. I have a new mic today. I have, if you look at the board here, this is what this is the board that I'm using here. It doesn't blink in reality. I don't know why it's blinking now. I have my sound over here. I'm using a Sennheiser device to stream with. I have the Blackmagic web presenter. Switch back from this camera. So that's pretty sweet. So I'm able to move around. I'm shooting on a, I'm going to switch camera, a GoPro 7 with an HDMI cord inside, HDMI adapter that goes to a really long HDMI cable that I can go anywhere in the shop. Incidentally, I also have the GoPro adapter that just does the audio, so if I wanted to capture the audio from the GoPro, I have this. So this adapter was really inexpensive. This one was actually a little bit more expensive. This was 50 bucks, but that's not what this video is about. I just wanted to explain to you my setup. What I'm really going to talk about is these lights right here. I'm going to kind of talk to you a little bit about why I did it, and I'm going to talk to you about what you can do to adapt and what I learned from this project in general. So first of all, the reason why I did it, like I just mentioned, was I wanted a dual headlamp setup, and I found let me wait a second. I gotta make sure I'm all set up with the chat here. There's never too many people online, but so I have a few Twitter feeds that are down there. By the way, if you want to see anything that I'm making, you can follow me on Twitter. Here's my little guy up here, and he'll be able to kind of do nothing for you. He's just my my little Twitter guy. But anyways, I like this little feed, kind of just lets you know what's going on. Super73 is hot right now. So let's talk about these lights that I made. I'm just going to walk around with the GoPro, and you can see here, I'm going to pull out this power cord. You can see here that this is the part that I made on the GlowForge. This is the actual track. I cut off a fence post, and I cut a few examples to test it out, but this is the configuration that really works best for me. So when it's printed, when it's done with sheet metal, it won't necessarily look like this, but I'm pretty pleased with it. The light switch that I haven't done the wiring, I'm going to do that at the end of this video, but the light switch right here is turned on and off. That comes within the package. Let me show you the boxes over here. So these are the boxes that the headlamps came in, and inside one of these boxes was the clamp, and this is who sold me the lights on Amazon. These were $25. You can get them in a variety of colors. Here you can see that the headlamps come in white and in black and in yellow and in blue, all the different colors right here. So that's pretty cool. All right, so that's it. And now I'm going to show you a few of the parts. Anytime that you do anything with the laser cutter, you're going to have to cut out multiple parts. And those just help you just test different configurations. One thing that I like about the GlowForge is the ability to be able to rapidly prototype with things. And this is the GlowForge here. I have two of them. The referral link with GlowForge, which is linked below, is so awesome. Those GlowForges can basically pay for themselves. They're laser cutters. They're easy to use. They're very unique because they have a camera inside of them. So I cut out all of the track system for these lights using this very thin plywood. Now what's cool about this is that when I'm done, I can cut this out of sheet metal here, right, and get this fabricated to come up. I can also do it in, I can 3D print that. So that's what the design looks like right there. So that's pretty sweet. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to kind of go over the electrical. I'm going to go a little bit closer in on the design and go over the electrical work with this. I just want to check my live stream now. 1 second here. If you have any questions, please leave it in the chat down below. This bike is amazing. If you have, there's no referral code or any discount like that. There is some of them. I used one. I got $50 off on my Z and $150 off of the S1. So look around. I'm just telling a friend I'm live now on YouTube. So anyways, okay, so let's zoom into the harness, and I'm going to show you the electrical. And this, I won't be doing a ride video because it is nasty outside right now. So take a look at the electrical. Okay, so I'm using a little 12-volt battery that I love that's right there. And I have these two cables which are coming outside of the bracket. These are going into the lights. So if I wanted to flip on the lights and just test the lights out and bypass the switch altogether, here's my power coming in. I'm going to move the camera over so you can see the lights come on. And I'm going to see if I can power this thing up and then show you what we're going to be doing. And it should light up. There we go. That's one of the lights there. And move it back a little bit so you can see the light come on. Again, here is the light. So I have these little connections. All right, so now we are going to solder this thing up. I have my soldering iron on, and I have my little cleaner that I use, and then I have in my station, I have my soldering wire that's all up in here, and we are going to solder this up. Now, one of the things that I use a lot for one of the things that I use a lot is heat shrink material, and the heat shrink material will make anything look professional using some DIY electronics. So I use these little tiny, they're like jackets for electrical wire, and as soon as I hit them with heat, they shrink over the thing, and they really tighten down things. But you always have to solder things, so if you haven't learned how to solder, go ahead and do that. But this heat shrink, oops, just lost some of them. So I'm going to show you the setup that I am going to take in this switch right here, and I am going to test out the switch first. So I'm going to strip this wire. I got my handy dandy strippers right here. But anyways, I'm loving this bike. I can't wait till it gets a little bit warmer though, you know. Oops. Looking for something a little bit bigger here. I want to make sure my soldering iron reaches here. That's good. There we go. So I don't quite understand the 3 wires of this switch. Certainly one may be a ground, but if you look at this rocker switch, the way that it works, it turns on and it turns off, but I don't understand what the 3 wires would be, but it really doesn't matter. So I'm going to turn off my power, and then I have the power coming in, which is good, and I want to have a wire that goes, I'm going to worry about where all this goes later on. I'm going to tie it together. I'm not going to cut off any of the wire here. I'm just going to make sure that the wire has enough room that I can work with it. So I need all of these connections to be a little bit longer. I'm not sure what the yellow one is, so I'm going to hold off on the yellow one. I think it's if you just want the ring to come on, but it may be a ground. I'm not sure. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe there's directions in the box. If anyone knows, let me know. Someone's going to comment, oh, you don't know what you're doing. Well, I kind of don't know what I'm doing. So that's okay. Comment. But, all right. This sounds good. This sounds good. We got this stripping of this wire here. That's looking pretty good. I love these wire strippers. These are like $2 at Harbor Freight. $2. Buy 2 pair when you're there. Okay, that sounds good. So now I'm going to take off the power switch here, so I don't have to deal with that from the receptacle. Oops, I forgot one more here. And then I am going to tie these together. And I am going to weld get these together. And I might as well do the yellow ones. I have a feeling that they're the LEDs alone, but I don't even need them. So I'm going to skip them because they don't seem to be coming on. Now the thing that, if I can talk to you about anything, would be the longevity of this little battery pack. I'm not really going to be using the battery pack. By the way, I flipped the battery on my S1. I make these decals. And have them on eBay. I have like 10 different versions of them. So I just, the reason why I flipped the tank is I just wanted the bike to be unique in a way, kind of unique for me. So I flipped the tank. So if you want to see me make a video on flipping the tank, you have to undo some of the wires and put them back, but it's pretty easy. But it powers up nicely and it runs, and I tested it and it's working great. So oh my gosh. Hey, just my little GoPro attachment got a little bit messed up. Here we go. So that's all set up. Thank you for being patient with that. Just checking here on my stream. It's lasted for around 18 minutes. And I have one person watching, and that's good. Let me just throw my Twitter guy up there. Put that back. All right, so now we are stripping this wire right here. This goes to the power. Okay. So now, using these heat shrink tubing, I'm going to prepare a couple of my lines to be tubed. So this one's going to go over the entire harness. So I want to put that there. So then I'm going to slide that back over when it's done. Then I'm going to solder all these parts here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, oops, this goes underneath there. There we go. This one's going to go to the power's going to go to the switch. And so this one's going to go direct to the battery thing. So I'm going to have one more wire that goes from the switch to the battery. Okay, here we are with this. Now I need a big piece of heat shrink right here. Let's use this big kahuna. I'm going to put this thing over of it all so that when I'm done I can cover up some stuff. So that does that. And now I want to have, sorry, so I have that one there. This red one is getting a little bit mangy. Let's do the red one first. So the red one, oh man. I'm just going to go ahead and solder these so they stay together because I know that I want the two lights that are coming out connected. So I'm going to solder these yellow ones too. And LOL, I don't even know what, gosh. I don't even know what the yellow ones are, but let me just, every time I do these, they come undone. It's like I can't even band them enough. I mean, twist them enough. I don't think I'm actually twisting them. All right, there we go. All right, so. So, how's everyone been enjoying riding their Super 73 around? If you're watching this after this was live, just you can comment below. What kind of Super 73 do you have? Where's your favorite place to ride it? That type of thing. Make some good conversation, you know. I wish some people here in Raleigh, I knew more people that had them. But I actually don't know one person, but I guarantee you there's someone else in Raleigh. Maybe I could start a user group up, but I'm not even sure if I want to do that. Okay, so now I'm going to grab another big heat shield and put it over this switch. So now I have that. And so now I kind of, I'm going to test this before I cover it up. So I need individual heat shrinks over these parts right here. So these, I have to cover these up. So I'm going to cut this heat shrink in half, and I'm going to slide these over these parts. I'm not sure what the brown wire is, but I am going to figure it out. I'm going to rewire it. Someone's going to tell me how I'm wiring this wrong, and I know that a switch usually has 2 positions, but the off one, I don't know. All right, so here we go. I got heat shrink. Now I know that I need to go from in this one I'm going to go from here to the power. And now from here, I want to go direct to the black. I want to go direct to the power. So that's the ground. Now I'm going to switch the positive. So I'm going to solder that. There. So this is going pretty good. Could it blow up? I don't know. This is a pretty long journey for me to be doing this. So I'm not going to solder this red one until I test it out. So now I have the positive here that has to go. So I'm doing the 1 to here, and then I'm doing 1 to here. So this should go here. This is, yeah, let's just do that again. And then maybe the brown goes to the yellow, I don't know. So all right. So now I have this power going from here. This needs to go to here. I wish there was little clamps for testing. I'm just going to do it a little bit tighter. And then, so there we go. The only ones I don't have are the yellow and that, and this keeps on coming undone. Once I solder it, it won't come undone. All right, so now let's just plug this in and test it out. Will it blow up? Will it blow up? It doesn't work. Okay, so it's not working. So we have the yellow. The red's not connected to anything. The red should be, the red, this switch should have nothing to do with this black. This goes to the red here. And once this works, I'm gonna tie it up. So now it should work. It's not working. Are they on? All right, the lights are on, so those are working. So now if I look at this switch here, ooh. I have a neat effect. It blinks. All right, so now I'm going to wire this up. Here I'm going to turn off the power, and I am going to solder away. So I turn the power off. Now I'm going to solder away. That'll keep all these connections good, and then I got to be very careful not to burn the heat shrink of the and then I got to do this one. And then I got to do this one. And the power. And then I'm going to hold off on the brown and the yellow until someone puts down in the comments below what those are for. Now I'm going to cover up the, I'm going to test it out one more time. Turn on the power, test it out. Lights work. Turn it off. Now I'm going to pull my heat shrink over there. Do you see that? And now here's for this heat shrink. That one is a tight fit, man. I gotta get it over. See, what happens sometimes is that the solder itself, I mean the solder heats up the sheet ring and you can't get it over with, so can't get it over. But one of the reasons in this show I wanted to do is I wanted to just show people what it's like to actually build something. I think a lot of the YouTubers people hide what it really takes to kind of get something functional. There we go. That's a little bit better. So I'm not real happy with that, but oh well. And so now this heat shrink, let's just do one at a time. I got my heat gun right here. Okay, so now I have this one, which is here. Now I can put this heat shrink. I'm going to put these down here. Yeah, so I'm just going to, when I find out what that other one is, I'm just going to take it. I'm just going to take it off. So I'm going to cut off the brown one now because I don't need it, and I'm going to leave the yellow one the way it is, and start shrinking this up over it. Remember that the solder does most of the hard work with keeping things together. Oh my gosh. Okay, so here's this. And finally, this piece here. So that's my final design. I'm going to pull these up. First, I'm going to test it, make sure it works. It works perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and band these together now. And this is all going to be shoved inside of there. And this is going to be shoved in there. Now I'm going to test it out. Shake it. So it looks like it does something if I do twice like that. So that's pretty much what they're looking like now. So I am going to kind of wrap this up and put the cables inside of here, and then I get to turn off my battery. And so what's cool about this is that in addition to the lights, it has an accessory outlet right here, and I can turn off the main power. So when I'm done, I pull this out and I charge it up. I'm going to clean up the wires later on. So, anyways, so that pretty much wraps it up. Thanks. I just don't understand why the camera does that like that. I just got to figure that out. There's some setting in it that I have to update the firmware or something. I swear there we go. All right, so okay guys, thanks for watching. If you have a Super 73, do not hesitate to make your own lights, because you can make it your own. If you're interested in I'm just gonna let that ride out. you know, I don't even know what to think about this thing. So if you're interested in if you're interested in creating your own lights, don't hesitate to make your own design. There's lots of really great ideas out there. You can make a bracket, you can use a laser cutter, or you can just use quick ties. I have tons of quick ties that I keep inside of my drawer. But anyways, make it a great day, and whatever you do, make something that connects you with other people. Take care, guys.